A red cow could be the reason for the end of the world in the coming days. You might think this is all nonsense, but this is the cow the Jews want to slaughter it in order to demolish the Al-Aqsa mosque and build the alleged temple in its place in order to reveal the Christ. I know that you were shocked, dear viewer, but today's video is very important for us to listen to and focus on in order to know what is going to happen around us in the coming days. In the past period, 5 cows arrived from America, specifically from Texas, to the occupied country with a private plane, specifically to Ben Gurion Airport, and these 5 red cows are as important as they are. The cost of transporting them from Texas to occupied Palestine was $500,000. All this in order for them to arrive safely and receive them at the airport and take them to a specific place that no one knows about, in order to raise them and maintain their safety. Imagine that at the airport, when these cows arrived, they held a real conference. At this press conference, there were people from the country's leaders and people from the senior Jewish rabbis and clerics. They were talking in this conference about the Red Cows Project and what they wanted to do with it. Brief summary of the talk. What they were talking about was that these 5 cows had never been seen before 2,000 years ago. They were saying that the arrival of these cows in the occupied lands was a great thing for the Jews, and it was the beginning of 2 very important things for them. The first thing was to build the alleged temple, and this thing is impossible to happen unless they demolish the mosque, Al-Aqsa. The second thing is the appearance of the Savior Jesus. In the Jewish religion, in the book of the Torah specifically, they have it mentioned that there is a red cow that will stain the Jews, because the Jews currently consider themselves all impure. What is the meaning of impure to them? For them, any person who walks from a cemetery or touches a dead person or touches a person who touches another dead person is considered to them to be an unclean person, and any person who is unclean according to them, it is forbidden from entering Al-Aqsa Mosque, because they consider that under the dome of the rock the alleged temple is located, because they considered themselves impure and were forbidden from entering the boundaries of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Nothing would purify them from this impurity except a cow whose color is completely red, and it should not have any hair that is inclined to a second color. For example, brown or black. For the cow to be perfect, it must be completely red, and the cow must not have given birth, nor plowed, nor had anything installed on it, nor worn anything, nor even been groomed. This means that it must be a special cow, and its age must be 3 years. Focus on age because these are the 5 cows that they brought from Texas to the occupation state in this month, in which the cows became 3 years old. What does this mean? That this month, specifically before 422, they want to slaughter one of these cows and burn it, and after they burn it, they bring its ashes, mix them with water, and bribe the Jews who they exist. And in this way, the Jews become pure and have the right to enter Al-Aqsa Mosque. Why? In order to demolish Al-Aqsa Mosque and build the alleged temple. Pay close attention to my words, dear viewer. This thing may happen in the coming days. Of course, this thing did not happen overnight. No, dear viewer, this thing has been arranged for many years, and an entire institute has been preparing for this topic. The Temple Institute is responsible for building the temple and the one who arranged everything for a long time. Imagine, dear viewer, that the person who will kill the cow must be pure, hasn't mixed with anyone in this world. There is a baby that was born in Israel. They took him from his mother and left him in a special place to ensure that he did not touch anyone in this world and remained a pure person. Why? So that when the day comes when they bring the red cows, those who kill them and burn him, he will be a truly pure person. This is what they did. They have 2 people currently. One of them was born in 1997 and the other in 2002. These 2 people are separated from the world and kept them in the institute. If you notice that those who are entering Al-Aqsa are 2,000 to 2,500 people maximum. Why is it? Because the rest know that it is forbidden for them to enter Al-Aqsa Mosque unless they are pure. If this event happens and they kill this cow and burn it on the Mount of Olives and throw its ashes mixed with water on the Jews, then there will be millions of Jews present. And I am not talking about the Jews who are in Palestine. No, I am talking about the Jews who exist in the whole world. I mean, it is possible that their numbers will reach millions of people who will be present on this topic, because this thing is considered a pivotal event in their religion. They are purifying themselves from their impurity and entering into the second step, which is to demolish the Al-Aqsa Mosque and build in its place the alleged temple. Also, they have been digging under the Al-Aqsa Mosque for a long time. Why are they digging? The first thing they tried to find was the remains of Solomon's temple, but they did not find anything. The second thing was to relax the infrastructure of Al-Aqsa Mosque. All this, why? So that they would be ready for the day when they would be purified so they could enter Al-Aqsa Mosque. The red cows aren't from a natural offspring. I mean, the cow wasn't born pure red. In fact, they tried in 2015 in occupied Palestine, specifically in the Negev, to alter the genes of one of the cows and give birth to one whose color is red in order to hasten it. But the cow that they genetically modified appeared to have some black hair. It's not the same characteristics that it is supposed to have because they have stated that the cow must not have any hair other than red. It must be pure red. And they went back to experimenting in 2018, and here they were happy that they finally had a cow. Its color is red, but a year after its birth, it also developed a number of black hairs, and it ruined the issue for them. But now, with the development and technology that we currently have, they decided to play with the genes of cows in Texas, and in fact, they were able to clone a cow that was pure red in color. Nor was it old, nor had it given birth, nor was it young, nor was it old in terms of age, nor they rode on its back at all, and it was not plowed, meaning all the specifications they wanted for it. And these are the cows that they brought on September 20th, 2022. Why all this? In order to hasten the appearance of the Messiah, whom they consider to be the Savior. They have prepared everything for it, and in 1 or 2 years, no dear viewer, they have been preparing for decades. For example, imagine that the land on which Habak al-Hamra land, located east of Al-Aqsa Mosque, the cow will be slaughtered in there. The land was bought by Ya Ishaq Mamo, and he bought it 12 years ago at the Mount of Olives, east of Al-Aqsa Mosque, in order to wait for this event to happen there. It is said that it is possible that this event will happen on April 10th, after 3 days. Why April 10th? Because it should happen before Easter, which is April 2010 for them. And the second thing is the day on which, for them, this cow is supposed to be slaughtered, which is April Monday in Hebrew. Do you know if this thing happens, it will be a disaster in the Arab world? Why? Firstly, because Muslims are 2 billion people, and no one of them will accept that, because for Muslims, Al-Aqsa Mosque is considered the third of the 2 holy mosques and the first of the 2 qiblas. The second thing is that the people of Palestine will never accept this thing, and there will be a big war. However, the Jews will be like ants in Al-Aqsa Mosque. If this thing happens, the Jews will come from all over the world because of this historical event. The issue has now become very dangerous, especially with the events in Gaza, in which no one is already able to intervene and solve it, except that I told you a while ago that one of their goals is that they are doing this thing because they want to accelerate the appearance of Christ. There is also an interview with Biden that was leaked in, which he said very strange things. They asked Biden that he must put pressure on Netanyahu to stop the war on Gaza and stop the genocide, and he told them, "I have a meeting soon with the baby, who is Netanyahu, and we will sit with Christ." If you noticed, dear viewer, when he said the word, Biden's guards came to him and told him that his mic is still working. Don't talk like that. And the meeting was interrupted. And to prove to you that Biden said this, the journalist asked him after a while he was going out on a plane, "Why did you say that you were going to meet with Netanyahu and with Christ?" He denied this thing and told them that you spied on me. I did not say this thing, even though the interview came out and exploded on TikTok and in newspapers and everywhere. Dear viewer, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Appreciate my effort and subscribe to the channel. And tell me what you think about this topic. Write down in the comments.